Hello and welcome to a lightning quick video tutorial of how to set up your Sony camera from start to finish for any commercial, event, or even your uncle's birthday party. Alright, so first off we're going to go click on the menu button, take you to this setting, make sure you scroll all the way down to setup, push across using this to go up, down, left, right. We'll go across down to operation custom, and then we're going to go to custom key. So these are these keys on the top and this one here. To change one of these settings, you quickly click into that submenu, and then if we want to change it to something else, we just navigate out of it. So you want to change the metering, and then if I just push this button here, that will change it to metering, but I don't want it to stuff up my settings, so I won't do that. I've got this one here for zebras. I've got this one here for autofocus and to manual focus toggle. This is my steady shot one. This is my other custom function for photography, and this is just a custom, my white balance toggle. All right, just push the menu button to go back. The next important one is the function menu. So make sure you toggle down to the film strip ones. This is to affect your video settings. And so yes, just like before, if we click it, that allows us to now navigate to anywhere else on the camera. That we can change it to, that function down to magnified viewfinder magnifier. And if I click that, that will confirm it, but we don't want to do that. So what I got here is the audio levels. This allows me to change the audio from up and down. This is the focus function, whether it be manual or autofocus or continuous focus. This is the focus, whether it be wide or whether it be narrow or spot. This is your picture profile. This is an important one to change potentially. This is your zebras display. And this is the type of zebras you want, whether it be exposing for skin tones or whether it be exposing for maximum exposure for the S-Log footage. This is your peaking display, whether you're on or off, and this is the amount of peaking. I'd usually leave this on high. This is your white balance. This is your steady shot again, just in case you missed it here. This is your gamma assist. This is fantastic for turning your S-Log footage into Rec 709, which makes it much usable to use on the camera screen. All right, that's all the important ones. Once you've got that set up, it should just memorize it by default, as long as you got this film strip. Make sure you do all these editing while it's on the film strip settings. Sorry, I did not mention that before. All right, after that, we're going to go to just do some general setup for the camera. And we're going to go down to shooting, go over to image quality, and make sure it's on your preferred 4K setting. And then for movie settings, just make sure your record setting is on some sort of 10-bit setting. So this is great for when you boot up the camera and it's on the movie setting and you're not shooting some weird HD or 8-bit codec. If you can, have a very fast card, V90 or V60, you can turn on proxies. So this is fantastic if you've got a fast card but a slow computer, and this will automatically make proxies for you. The only last thing I'd probably mention is for the file format, there is now XAVC SIDCI. That's a big mouthful, but basically that is just a small, you get slightly more resolution, and that's great for if you're doing a film. DCI 4K is great for shooting films, maybe docos or even commercials. Just the difference between the iframes, these are intra frames, so every single frame is, every single new frame is a new pixel. This is great for editing, and also computers love it. But new computers have quick decoders and encoders for H.265 and H.264, which is what these two HS is H.265 and S is H.264. So these are great for high compression workflows that don't require, say, heaps of editing post-production. Very strong in itself. I would just leave it on that if you'd want. What I'd usually do is I'd use XAVC-S if I was shooting something, corporate-ish. And if I was shooting like a wedding or something that I need a lot of footage for, I would have XAVC-S. So if you're doing traveling, XAVC-HS would be the way to go. All right, so once you set up that's important. Only other important thing I would do is push the shutter button once, now click function, and make sure you change this PP, this picture profile, to picture profile 8. It doesn't have to be picture profile 8, just make sure you change the gamma to S-Log 3 and change the color mode to S-Gamma 3 Cine. This will get the most out of your camera sensor, best dynamic range, and as long as you got the light applied, like if we go push function, as long as you have this assist on, then you'll have your S-Log footage looking like Rec 709. So that means it's really easy to see when you're filming. The S-Log 3 gamma curve is just the best way to use your camera to maximize its performance. And it's really easy by just chucking a conversion light on when you get into your editing suite. All right, to not beat around the bush too much more, let's quickly get to the next most important part, and that's the shooting modes. So what this is are these dials here up the top, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, as you can see there. These are super important. Say maybe change from 24 frames per second to 60 frames per second to 100 frames per second, or if you're shooting from like a mode that has S-Log 3 to maybe one that has Rec 709 or Cinetone 2, for different purposes. You can just customize your camera to have presets without having to go through sub-menus, without having to push much more other than a dial switch. So to change these menus, basically you would go into it, go down to set camera set memory, and say I'm on number 1 right now. So make sure you're obviously in this this camera dial. That's important. You don't want to be on the actual number when you're setting this up. You want to be on that film strip. So for number 1, all right, so let's just go back and say I want this to be my 24 frames per second setup. So I'll just go down here, go to movie settings, click this, go to 24. All right, and push confirm. And there we go. Maybe I want to, you change this stuff if you want. It's up your prerogative. To now change it, say, let's go change the other one to 60 frames per second. So go over to 2, click that. Go up, go across, change this to 60, boom, confirm, back, go to this. Let's go shooting mode, down, across, go to 2. And now 60 frames per second is registered to my second camera setting. So what that means is when I go to change this to, on 1, so we've got 24 frames per second. And I change it to 2, boom, 60 frames per second. So that's switching between 24 and 60 frames per second. That programming that allows us to do really quick changes, and obviously you can change anything you'd want, not just frame rates. All right, I think that's all the important parts. Once you got all that set up, then you're good to go. Just some other quick things. By default, some of the settings are really good. So this one here says ISO, just leave it on ISO. This is the change in the exposure, and this has changed the shutter, and this has changed the aperture. Just leave all those as they are on default, in my opinion. You're good to go, and now you got a very quick camera setup that shoots the S-Log 3 codec, and is fantastic, and it can change between 24 and 60 frames per second or whatever you want. So now you know how to customize your camera. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like it, give us a comment, and if you have any questions about the setup or on how you can customize your camera further, leave me a comment, and I will get back to you and hopefully clarify anything you misunderstood in this video. All right, that is all. I hope you really enjoyed it, and we'll catch you at the next one. All right, have a good one, guys.